22 driven by Joey Logano, and the 32 driven by Jeffrey Earnhardt. And then, as mentioned, the 14 team, driver Tony Stewart, written warning for failing pre-race laser inspection, and they failed 2 times. One NASCAR Xfinity Series team, the 01, was issued a warning for failing pre-race laser inspection. This happened 2 times for the 01 team. 01 car driven by Ryan Preece, and 2 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series teams received written warnings. The number 02 and the number 8, both for truck trailing arm not meeting specifications. The 02 truck driven by Tyler Young, and the 8, John Hunter Nemechek. Alright, so now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Power Rankings. It's Motorsports Radio's Power Rankings Digest, information provided by NASCAR.com, number 1 through 20. So from 1 through 5, we have Kevin Harvick, Bart Keselowski, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Carl Edwards. 6 through 10th, it's Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, Matt Kenseth, and Kurt Busch. From 11th through 20th, we have Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, Tony Stewart, Austin Dillon, Ryan Newman, Jamie McMurray, Casey Kane, Chris Buescher. And then 16th through 20th is Jamie McMurray, Casey Kane, Chris Buescher, Ryan Blaney, and AJ Allmendinger. So those are the Power Rankings. And NASCAR every week gives out driver grades, all right? So here we go, the driver grades this week after the Southern 500. Martin Truex Jr. gets an A+. Kevin Harvick gets a C. Kevin Harvick had an issue on pit road with the air gun, if you saw that. Kyle Larson gets an A. Joey Logano, Matt Kenseth, Casey Kane, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman, and Bart Keselowski all get A's. Chase Elliott gets an A-. Kyle Busch gets a B. Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, Jeff Gordon, Jamie McMurray, Paul Menard get B-. Chris Buescher and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. both get B's. A B- for Carl Edwards, B for Reagan Smith, also David Reagan and Clint Boyer, who also get B's. AJ Allmendinger, Danica Patrick, and Casey Mears all get C's. A B+ for Matt DiBenedetto. And now, Michael McDowell, Michael Annett, Josh Weiss, Landon Castle, and Reed Sorensen all get C's. Eric Almirola gets a C-. Jimmy Johnson gets an F. Kurt Busch, C. Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, Cole Witt, Jeffrey Earnhardt get F's. Brian Scott gets a B. Trevor Bayne's grade's not on here, so I don't know what he got. All right. So that's going to bring us to this weekend's schedule. This weekend, NASCAR, as mentioned, is heading to Richmond International Raceway. Now, here's the dates. I had the dates written down for the chase. Here we go. Alright, so, again, as mentioned, Xfinity Series has 2 weeks. And actually, the trucks have 1 more week, but they're not racing this weekend. So, they got 1 weekend off, and then the weekend after... which is not this week, could come up the weekend after, I think is the next truck race. I think it's September 16th or something. Don't quote me on that. And that is going to be their last race. So even though it's 2 weeks away, they actually have 1 more coming up. So the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series chase starts on September 18th. So that will be not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after, and that will be in Chicago. NASCAR Xfinity Series chase starts on September 24th from Kentucky. And then Camping World Truck Series chase starts on September 24th, and that is from New Hampshire, which I think is there's another UNOH race coming up from New Hampshire, if I'm not mistaken. But so the round of 16. So you got each round has 3 races, right? We all know the deal by now. Each round has 3 races, and after 3 races, 4 drivers get cut. So and then that's how it goes. Okay, so now the Sprint Cup Series, the chase starts in Chicago, New Hampshire, and then Dover, and that's going to be the round of 16. The round of 12 is going to be Charlotte, Kansas, and Talladega. Then the round of 8, Martinsville, Texas, and Phoenix. Pretty much a carbon copy from last year and the year before. Then Homestead, Miami is going to be the last race for the Championship 4. And then for the Xfinity Series, the round of 12 is Kentucky, Dover, Charlotte. Round of 8, Kansas, Texas, Phoenix. And then the Championship 4 in Miami. And as we head to the trucks, and as mentioned, so the round of 8 starts in New Hampshire. It's New Hampshire, Las Vegas, and Talladega. So that's going to be interesting. And then the round of 6 is going to be Martinsville, Texas, and Phoenix. And then the championship 4 from Homestead. So that we have that. Now next, okay, so Xfinity Series and Sprint Cup coming up this week. We'll get into that, and the trucks. So we'll get right into that when the time comes. IndyCar and Formula One both have the weekend off this weekend, so there you go. And the Italian Grand Prix was actually pretty cool to watch. And you also had IndyCar at the Glen, which was, and we mentioned it, which was supposed to be the Boston Grand Prix, and they wound up racing at Watkins Glen, which was, and they haven't actually, IndyCar hasn't been to Watkins Glen in like a number of years, so it was kind of a big deal, and I think it was a good idea to go to the Glen, a very, a last minute adjustment, and they got a good spot. Richmond International Raceway, located in Henrico County, Virginia, capacity is 71,000, and it was opened in 1946. 3/4 mile of asphalt, and it's 4 turns. Bankings at the corners is 14 degrees. The front stretch is 8, and the back stretch is 2. Lap record is 15.32 seconds at 176.244 miles per hour. That was made by Sam Hornish Jr., Team Penske 2005 IndyCar. And you know, Sam Hornish Jr., who raced in NASCAR, although I haven't heard from Sam Hornish Jr. that much this year. See, he was supposed to be driving the 44 car. Actually, that's what I heard. Someone was supposed to be driving the 44 car. I forget who it was. Wasn't so good because there's no number 9 car this year. I don't think, for some reason. I don't know. But so anyway. So that's the setup. So now, racing fans, Motorsports Radio presents Motorsports Radio, the Motorsports Radio racing schedule. And again, only 2 races this week. And of course, and this week, before I forget. So this week, let me see if I got it here. Saturday is going to be it's Saturday at 8 o'clock. On ABC, that's going to be the game between Tennessee and Virginia. Actually, it's Virginia Tech and Tennessee. Here it is. I get my notes from College Sport Check. This is the game that's being played at Bristol Motor Speedway, which I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm going to have to DVR it because there's a race on that, but I'm going to make sure definitely that I watch it because I've been looking forward for ever since I heard about it. But this is it. The Virginia Tech Hokies playing at Tennessee Volunteers, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC, and as mentioned, from Bristol Motor Speedway. So that, I think, is going to be some fun football watching. And so now let's get into what's coming up this weekend for racing. Here it is, NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing Friday night. This coming up Friday night, which will be tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and this is on NBCSN and MRN. And that's going to be the Virginia 529 College Savings 250. And that's going to be with 250 laps. And then on Saturday night, okay, it's NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Racing. And that's going to be 7:30 p.m. on, this coming Saturday, 7:30 Eastern Time on NBCSN and MRN. And that's going to be the Federated Auto Parts 400 with 400 laps on schedule. And yes, that's going to be a long night at the office on Saturday night, but don't you worry about it. Motorsports Radio will be on it. And let's see, and that's it. The only 2 races for the whole weekend, and you can find a home of Motorsports Radio at Community Radio, Long Island's Community Radio, CommunityRadioLI.com, and so click on the Motorsports Radio button. And actually, Motorsports Radio will have its own web page separate from Community Radio starting in 2017. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that we're playing that I can't talk about right now because I'm very superstitious. But next year, we're going to have a separate website just for Motorsports Radio, and I'm very excited. So I'd like to say thank you for everybody for tuning in. We get listeners from all over. Calcutta, India, yes. United States, that's right. All New York, all over Wicket and listening, and that's the beauty of internet radio. So I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. This is Manny Allegata, and this is Motorsports Radio, communityradioli.com/motorsports, or communityradioli.com, and click on the Motorsports Radio button. Have a good one.